Evolution in a vacuum isn't evolution at all. Hey, shapeshifters, welcome back to the Cosmic Valkyrie Podcast. I'm Lynn Louise, and today we're going to talk about something I've been witnessing in the self-development and transformational industry, and honestly, something that I feel very strongly about. Why your evolution must touch the world. You see, there's this trend in the transformational space, and it's fixated on self, the individual evolution, the private expansion. And while there's nothing wrong with turning inward, and it's actually necessary, there's something deeply flawed in the belief that ascension is activated by focusing solely on oneself. Today, I'm going to be calling this out with a little tough love and a lot of truth. Because if your personal transformation doesn't ripple outward into the world, you're not evolving. And it's just performative. And performing doesn't create real and lasting change. So first we need to talk about what real embodied transformation looks like, both individually and collectively. It starts by looking at the beliefs that have been baked in modern day spiritual culture. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know some of the opinions that I already have about what spiritual culture has created and some of the misinformation that it's delivering. You might have been hearing yourself say some of these belief systems, and they might sound like, if I heal myself, I heal the world. Now, I get it, and there's some nugget of truth in this, but here's the problem with statements like this. It often becomes an excuse to disengage and quietly turn into oneself, refusing the need to speak up because your only focus is working on yourself. And that snowballs into telling yourself other things like, I can't handle the news, it lowers my vibe. Or even this one, which I hear a lot, and it really gets me when I hear people say, I'm not political. I like to stay neutral and high vibe. Oh my God, that one gets me the most because this is bypassing, where evolution becomes self-contained, sterile, and untouchable. Evolution is the furthest thing from sterile. And it's totally messy because it is alive. And if it's not affecting how you show up in your community or how you contribute to the world, then I want you to ask yourself, what's the purpose of evolution truly for? Because transformation without connection, it's powerless. Every true shift you experience should ripple into the world. And here's the thing, I know you've felt this before. When you break a pattern and have a sudden shift, you see the shift within your relationships. The family dynamic might adjust to accommodate this new pattern. Your business or career might reorient. That's natural in evolution because evolution isn't just an internal thing. But a lot of modern personal development programs begin and end with the individual. They celebrate the isolated breakthroughs, the private healing sessions. And look, I'm going to be quite honest. I love solitude and I actually teach it. But there's a big difference between introspection and isolation. And if transformation doesn't touch the collective, it's incomplete. We are energetic beings with a quantum field, a biosphere, and this biosphere influences each other at all times. So when you heal your voice, but still stay silent about injustice, that's not healing, girl. You have to share your reclamations to help others rise and ascend. And I want to be quite clear on this. It's not about starting up a leadership business or a coaching program. It's simply about sharing open-heartedly. Because if you're elevating your vibration but disconnected from the world's suffering, you're quite simply just rebranding yourself an ego. and none of us are meant to evolve alone. You are not an island of energy just floating in a sea of others. You are woven into the fabric of the collective. You carry ancestral memories, and you're living on borrowed land. Your breath is shared air, and your freedom is tied to mine. And my peace is connected to yours. We are all connected. So when you're trying to heal and transform without addressing the systems that created it, or not acknowledging harm, without participating in the change, you're not evolving. You're simply performing for an active appearance. Evolution is social. And girl, I know that this podcast is quite confronting, especially for those that have been taught to just focus on themselves. But listen, that teaching came from the same system that wants to keep us silent, isolated, and powerless. Real evolution includes impact and legacy. I want to be really clear here. Your personal healing does matter. It is sacred. But if it does not impact how you move through the world, it is incomplete. I'm not trying to give you a guilt trip here. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. And this isn't about trying to fix the world, so to speak. This is 100% about alignment. When you reclaim your power and use your voice to help others, this ignites a new level of evolution and revolution. This is energetic integrity. We need to speak out when something is ethically wrong. We need to choose to support businesses that align with our values. We need to create spaces where others feel seen, heard, and safe, or simply participate in those communities. We need to call on people instead of always calling them out. When we're looking at our community, we need to recognize who's not in the room and question, why are they not there? This is a fraction of the list of actions that we can take when we are creating evolution, not only within ourselves, but within the world around us. So what do you do with all this information that I just laid on you? The first thing is stop separating your personal growth from your collective responsibility. Stop acting like you have to choose between peace and participation. Embody the transformation in its whole. You can protect your energy and still show up. Be a conscious participant of the world. You can care for yourself and still be part of something bigger. I want you to take the time to reflect and see if your transformation is creating a rippled effect. Where are you pulling away from the collective out of fear, fatigue, or confusion? It's time to recommit. How can you bring your evolution back into service, not just for yourself, but for the world around you? Because the world needs your wisdom. We need your heart. We need your healing. It's not intended to just sit in your journal. It's meant to become action, impact, and presence, because this is real embodied evolution. And if you are craving a space where your growth is sacred and your impact is real, where you don't have to choose between the inner work or the outer change, jump onto my mailing list, the Shapeshifter Signal, because your transformation matters and your legacy shifts timelines. You are allowed to evolve imperfect. And learning is inevitable and endless. So it's always going to be messy. So don't lock yourself inside. The world doesn't need another perfected performance. It needs truth. It needs your voice. It needs your love. And I love you So stay bold, stay messy, and never, ever trade truth for comfort. Until next time.